Hi again, it's me, Nick, here with the EOS Education team at Boxlight, and I'm excited to share information with you about accessing and utilizing the built-in recording tool with your MimioPro 4 interactive flat panel. And so, there's a couple of ways that you can access this tool. One way is from your apps waffle on your home screen down in the bottom right-hand corner, or you also can access the recording tool from your side toolbar, which you can access on either side of the panel. Now, the record tool will be listed in the bottom portion of your side toolbar where your tools belong. And if you don't already see it there, tap under the three dots More option, and you should find that located in here. So I'm going to have this record tool listed here. In order to make it easier for me to access and use this tool, I'm going to go ahead and press and hold until I see the plus sign appear, and I'm actually going to add it to my side toolbar. So simply tapping that little green plus sign now moves that over to my toolbar. When I tap outside of that, it gets rid of the plus and the minus option, and it just sets that solidly in my toolbar to access. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap that. And when I tap that, it opens up this tiny little floating window that gives me the record option. It also allows me to select settings or to exit in case I didn't mean to open that tool. Before we get into the actual recording process, I want to talk about these settings options for you just briefly. So when I tap on the settings option, I see that I'm able to change the video resolution. So currently it defaults at a 1920 by 1080. And so you also can lower that resolution to make it a smaller file to share. But that option exists for you there. You're also able to determine and follow that save route, or that save path as we often call it, right? So right now it's telling us that our save path is in our storage under the recording files. So we'll be able to take a look at that and locate that here. So under storage, and then we went to our record, and then you'll see some of the recordings that we've already made here on our panel. So you'd be able to access that here by following that pathway. Going back to our settings, I also have the ability to turn on or to turn off the microphone. So you may want to do a recording that is really just a recording of things that are taking place on the screen. And then there's other times that you may want to record in order to hear that audio of a presentation. For instance. And so your ability to choose that feature for yourself is going to help there as well. It's also going to help with that file size. So if you didn't need the audio recording, having that video only recording actually will be a smaller file type. So depending on what your needs and your desired outcomes are, you do have some flexibility there. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm my options. You'll see my floating window is still here. And I have this record button. It looks just like a standard record button on other devices. And when I tap that, it's going to give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown in the center of the screen. I'm also going to notice that that floating window moved down here to the bottom right-hand corner. And now I have the ability to pause. So I can tap that green pause button. It now says play. Play just means that it will continue the process of recording for me. I have 9 seconds of current recorded time. I also have this stop button, so if I'm finished with my recording, I can go ahead and stop there. And then all the way to the far right of that floating menu that's moved down here, I have a box with arrows pointing to opposite corners. So what that allows me to do is to expand or collapse the instructions on what that's telling me. So it's now announcing that that play button is going to continue recording, and it now allows me to see officially that that stop button is for stopping. And so I can expand that menu to include those labels, and that's really what that icon will do for me. I can continue to record and stop. Now, once I've stopped recording, you're going to see this menu pop up, this alert pop up for you, that says successfully saved. And then it's going to remind me again of what that pathway was for saving that file. I can either open it now directly in there, or I can cancel and continue doing my work and locate that file later. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and open Files. But you'll notice once you have opened your storage and you followed that pathway, you could have either opened it directly the way we did from after we saved that file, or you can access that by going into your files and then following that pathway, going from your initial storage into your recording folder and then finding the particular file that you are searching for. These files are named with a date and time stamp as a default for you in order to keep them easy to organize and to locate the files you're looking for. You're able to change by renaming that. So I can use the select option down here in the bottom left-hand portion of my panel. I can then select the file that I want to be able to make a modification to. And still down here at the bottom of my panel, I see that I have this rename option. I can use this in order to rename that file in a way that makes more sense for me or for my intended audience. You can change everything before the period in this title. So right now it's just giving me a date and time, .mp4. You need that .mp4 to stay as part of the title of that file because that's how it recognizes it as a video file for you. But I can rename everything before that as I want. So maybe I'll save this as a test file, test.mp4. I'm going to go ahead and save that. You'll see it now changes the name up here. I can use my select option again, select that file, and now I have the ability to send it. Currently, I don't have anything connected to my panel like a USB flash drive, but it does also give me the option to use a mail server in order to share this file. But I could also easily plug in my USB drive and be able to save this file onto that and distribute it elsewhere, such as an LMS like Google Classroom, or to share with my colleagues on Teams or somewhere else like that. But that's how I would access, rename, and share that file type. I'm sure you found a number of ways that you think you can use this recording tool in your environment. I'm sure that you've thought of many ways that I haven't even considered yet, and I'm really excited to hear all about those. And I hope that you feel confident in diving right in and making great use of this record tool on your MimioPro 4 interactive flat panel. Have a great day.